Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? Can you tell how bright it is in here? How bright is it in here, la? Oh, hang on. Come on, Botrix, wake up. That was me pressing buttons. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Saf, how you doing, mate? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Steve, how you doing, bud? How's things? You okay? Mandy, how do? How are we? Saf, I'm sorry, mate. I really am. I've not been able to change the globe, but you're no longer the only person in the southern hemisphere. But I've put a post-it note on saying, the OG, Saf, you are the OG. You were there before anyone else. You are the original. You are the one and only. Kirsty, how you doing? Why isn't... Come on, Botrix, where are you? Where are you, Botrix? Where are you? I'm definitely logged in. Definitely logged in. I mean, I'm looking at it in all kinds here now. I've got the leaderboard. The big leaderboard. Oh, and Saf, apologies as well, mate. I've not been able to sort out Mount Botrix because I've been running around like an absolute knob. I took my daughter out last night. Her and her mates were going out for a drink, so she asked me if I could drop them off in town, which I did about 11 o'clock, and said, will you need a lift later? To which she said, don't stay up, Dad, don't stay up, unless you have a nap or something, which to me just meant, yes, I would like a lift, but I don't really want to ask. So I went and had a nap, and it was a nice long 3-hour nap. And then my phone went to 5:10 this morning. 5:10. Hiya, Dad, are you awake? Yeah, of course I'm awake. My fucking phone's just gone off. So I went and picked her up, dropped her mates off, dropped Jess off at 6 o'clock this morning. I managed to get home for about 10 past. I am absolutely exhausted, and I forgot to charge everything. So things behind me will go off. And I forgot to do Mount Botrix, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so not good. Steve, you're pissed off, mate. You're supposed to start a repointing job tomorrow, and they pulled the plug on the job this morning with no warning. Absolute knobheads. It's no good, that. If you tell someone that they're going to do a job for you, they do the job for you, because people are relying on these kind of things, relying on jobs to pay mortgages and put food on the table. Or if you can't avoid it, at least tell them why you can no longer employ them. Otherwise, it's stupid, man. Thatcher's Britain, that's all it is. Thatcher's Britain. Oh, wearing the Everton hat as well, because, sod it. My first win in 3.5 years. I am not the jinx. It's not me. Still holding on, you are indeed, mate. Still only the only South African. Although I do know South Africans in real life, so you never know. By the way, can you see Australia, Philippines? So adventure and who else was it? Man, awful. My memory is awful. I should have wrote this down, really, shouldn't I? But our friends from Melbourne and from the Philippines are on the wall. We're repping them. I didn't know, bollocks. I didn't get round to putting Finland up, did I? This is bullshit, man, bullshit. I've got Finland somewhere. Finland is in the house, as Ali G would say. but I can't put my hands to it, otherwise I'd stick it up now. Yeah, but I was quite surprised by that yesterday, managing to reach New York, and well, not New York because he was no longer there. Max, was he? He was somewhere else, but amazing. Could have been worse. Could have found out tomorrow. That's the pain in the arse as well, mate. Yeah, and it is part of being self-employed, Steve. You must be used to it, mate. But it's still not good. It's not good at all. The latest Ome's house in Cheshire, is it Klopp's? No, it isn't. Jurgen Klopp lives in Victoria Road in Formby. He lives in Steven Gerrard's old house. We know exactly where that is. He won't be there for much longer. But a good shout, Mandy. Oh, and by the way, don't forget, football. I'm going to have to slightly amend how I'm looking at this because it's pissing me off. I can't see what's happening. Now I can. Marvellous. Steve, guaranteed safety, we are. Luton losing and Burnley being on less points means that neither of them can catch us. And Notts Forest, I'm not calling them Nottingham Forest, I'm calling them Notts Forest because their fans go apeshit about it. As if you're allowed to choose your own fucking nickname or what other people refer to you as. They, of course, lost today, but they might get points back. Even so, I think it doesn't matter because the other two teams below can't catch us. They can catch Forest, but they can't catch us. Please get me purple fur coat. I need to get older one. I mean, it's the perfect weather for a fur coat. I went out earlier on for a walk and I was sweating like a glassblower's arse. So a fur coat would be perfect, wouldn't it? I haven't found any kilts yet, unfortunately. Should we have a look on Amazon for kilts? No. Oh, bollocks. No. Stream Deck is working, but I haven't turned off fucking hotkeys, have I? Stupid boy. Gives a sec here, let's have a look. How do I delete all these? Can you not delete them in one go? That's bollocks, that, mate. That is absolute bollocks. Get rid. No. How can you delete something if by pressing the delete button means delete then becomes the hotkey? That's bullshit, man. Bullshit. Oh no, here we go. I'm pressing buttons live. Let me know if the internet gets deleted. How many fucking hotkeys did I have, man? Apply. Okay. Let's see. No. Why is it doing this? Bullshit. I call bullshit. No, it's not time for Jeff yet. It is not time for Jeff. See, balls to it. Big monkey balls to it. This just give us 1 sec. This is Control-Alt-Delete would work perfectly, but it doesn't work on this because obviously Jeff Belland. By the way, I've got something that I want to try as well. Don't worry, it's nothing to do with dogging. What I was thinking of doing when I went for a walk, it was quite spectacular, to be honest with you. It was a lovely evening, only for 20 minutes. The bird song was absolutely incredible, and I mean incredible. So what I might do at some point this week, if I can, is just put a camera outside, pointing up at the sky and the trees and things, with a microphone, and then see if anyone wants to ASMR the shit out of that. Like, purple fur coat and kilt sounds like it sounds like a Billy Connolly song. Never mind something he'd wear, mate. Right, I'm gonna press buttons again. But yeah, I reckon I could rock that, you know. Men's kilt. Men's kilt is also, I think it's what roadmen say, isn't it, about one of their brothers die. Mandem. Men's kilt. Ooh. 30 quid, la. 30 quid for a purpley 5 yard. 5 yard a kilt. Is that good? Is 5 yards a kilt for 30 quid? Is that decent? Does anybody know? I've got a bleeding clue, to be honest with you. What did I do last time so I could show it on the screen? I obviously can't do that now because I've deleted absolutely everything on earth. I'm not adding it yet. I'm not adding it. Or do I? Is it display capture? Window capture, wasn't it? Window capture. Yes, window capture. Right, here we go. Can you see that? Can you see the window capture? You can, can't you? I know you can see. There you go. 30 bullets, 5 yards of acrylic kilt. Should I get one? Oh, there's one a bit more gothy. But it's only 8 yards. Oh no, it's more. It's 8 yards, isn't it? Yes. Fuck off with your cookies. Bullshit. How's that? I reckon I could get away with that. I mean, these hips don't lie and all that stuff. Yes, definitely pressing buttons. Jeff being mean. Ali, how you doing, la? How's things? How's it going? The ninjas are loose. They are. The ninjas would be loose in one of those kilts, mate, I tell you. Slange, yechida. Ali, you're above the ground. Always good, unless you are a keen caver or a spelunker, as they like to call them in America. Saf, you will listen to the birds. It sounds amazing, mate. It really does. I did a little video early on as a tester just to see if it came through okay. It sounded fantastic. Man, you can see it and it's burning your eyes. So it might cover your left arse cheek. In that case, we're going to need 16 yards for you. 16 yard a kilt. Grey watch tartan. Grey watch. If I can get a black watch one, I might get that because I don't think there's a proper official Ashcroft tartan. But Everton used to be called the Black Watch. That was, if you watched us the last couple of seasons or a couple of years ago, we had a black kit with a red sash. That was one of our original kits back in the 1800s. So that could be something that's on, on brand. The second one with Doc Martens and a purple fur coat. Saf, that sounds like something Kirsty would wear, to be honest. Genuinely. I reckon Kirsty would get away with that. Being slightly more goth than I am. See, I am modernista. I haven't had Doc Martens for years either. I used to wear them all the time when I was a youth. Any blue kilts? There's a traditional Campbell tartan. There we go. A Campbell one. How's this? A bluey greeny. Knee length. If you hang out below that, fair play to you is all I can say, mate. That's all I can say. Right, you're talking about proper blue, aren't you? I've just said yes to the cookies, you absolute helmet. Why am I shouting at a fucking window? Ooh. There's a tactical kilt. I'm going to have to show you that one. Sorry, I'm going to have to. This looks like something that my daughter wore to school when she was in primary school or something. Can't believe they took me picture. Awful, isn't it? There's one for the lovely ladies. Do you know what? Bollocks to it. I might get one. Might order one anyway. We'll see. I wonder if I can get away with wearing one. I am at the moment, of course, wearing pink shorts because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? If there's a day where you can wear pink shorts, why don't you? Ali, how did I get on at the match? I said on the first live that I did yesterday, it was a bit weird. On the way down there, the skies were a bit grey. There wasn't as much traffic as normal. I was listening to the Cocteau Twins, and I was in the car on my own, and I started to feel slightly melancholy because my dad doesn't come to the game anymore, Les doesn't come to the game anymore, and it was just that a little bit of a, not an uneasy feeling, it was just, I don't know, just felt a little bit melancholic. And then when I got into the stadium, all that went, and then the fact that we won as well, my first win in 3.5 years, was fantastic. So on the way home, it felt brilliant. The skies were superb. Angie, how are you doing? Nice to see you in here. Skies were amazing, but I missed them by about 10 minutes. If I'd have been 10 minutes earlier, I would have got to Southport Beach, and I would have seen it was purple and red and stunning looking sky. But because we'd won and we were safe, no chance of relegation, we ended up outside Goodison. Nobody wanted to go home, and I have to wait until the police open the roads before I can get out in my car. So, you know, I was just, I didn't mind. The trip home, again, Cocteau Twins on full blast, loving it. I also recorded that last little bit of the drive, which is what I put up earlier on, the drive home. It looks like Wimbledon colours, it does. Cheers to you as well, Angie, cheers to you. Helen's half Scottish. Her maiden name was Moya. You could wear her colours, mate, you should do. In fact, you know what? Kirsty's been asking for this for the last 2 or 3 years. You've got to wear a Moya Scottishy kilt. I'll make my own tartan up. Yeah, I'll make my own one. Saf, you can have a South African tartan. A nice South African tartan, you can do that. It'll look fantastic. We can all do that for all the lovely ladies. Steve, that picture of me looked, I was looking, no carbs till marbs, you know what I mean? I was looking hench at that point. Design your own tartan. Can you design your own tartan? Can you? Oh, there is a black watch, isn't there? There you go. Black watch. That again looks like a school skirt though, doesn't it? I don't want to look like a schoolgirl. Although to be fair, there's not many 6'4", 16 stone schoolgirls. Not here anyway. Find out, Mandy, if there's a place where you can design your own tartan. I could have. That's going to go off, by the way. The top light will go off at some point because I'm a brainless gimp. And I forgot to charge it earlier on, but I'll give it an hour. Let's have a look. Can you choose blue and gold for your tartan? Saf, you are the man. You can choose what you want, mate. You can choose anything. You decide. That's the beauty of it. I was going to say something as well. Yeah, the next two maps. What the fuck am I on about? The next two flags that are on there. Cheers for everyone that was in the streams yesterday who, before I even had a chance to ask, were always asking where you're from to the people that joined. I was surprised how many views that portrait live got, and it was nice seeing people jumping in. And again, apologies to Saf for no longer being the furthest south, the furthest east, or the nearest to the equator. You're going to have to move somewhere. You're going to have to move to Antarctica to win your trophies back for the south and the east. What would happen if someone lived on the North Pole or the South Pole? Would they get the north, west, east? Would they win all of them? I don't know. I wouldn't know. You can, it's a thing. Mandy, if you found a link, send me that link because I will definitely look into designing my own tartan. And I promise you, I will do a traditional Scottish style as well. Oh, Angie, you went for an overnight party with your high school best friends? Oh, that's nice. I can imagine you're absolutely shattered after that. That's what normally happens when you bump into your mates, isn't it? You can get a tartan made up for your family name. I think, to be honest, Steve will understand this one. My family's crest is a very Norfolk crest. Yellow and green. So maybe a yellow and green tartan is the way to go. It might have to be that one, I'm afraid. Isn't it? It's a good colour combination, really, isn't it? Getting out of the house is good, definitely. It was enjoyable. And I know I was moaning about it in the car. The skies were grey. There was a couple of spots of rain on the windscreen, and as soon as I got out the car and started walking towards the stadium, it stopped. It didn't rain throughout the game. When I come out and I managed to get down the stairs, Ali, did you see the picture I put up about the stairs on the way down? When I got down and went outside, it was still light. People were all happy. There were smiles on people's faces. It was lovely to see. I think it was a little bit of a tonic that I needed, from a football point of view anyway. A salve for the soul, as I called it. It was great. You're going to live on the intersection of the equator and Greenwich and tell everyone else to Foxtrot Oscar. Well said, Staff Sergeant Staff. Get on there, get yourself planted, plant your own flag, and to hell with the consequences. And while we've got Angie in, you are represented on the back, by the way. The American flag is up there. But also, at some point I might do the States, so we've got a Maryland flag up as well. So you are being repped, you know what I mean? Definitely make it a regular thing, even if it's a month or every second month. It's good to catch up with your friends. I think it's good for the spirit, the soul, good for the mental health as well. I bumped into my mate Emma on Friday night, wasn't it? First time I've seen her in ages. And I got a hug. And she never threatened to stab me once. Emma has been threatening to stab me on a daily basis for about the last 12 years. I've missed that, funnily enough. It was lovely to see her. But I don't think many of the people in the hen party realise that I live in Southport. They were here visiting, I live here. So when they saw her talking to me, it was like, who's this random lad who's talking to her? Nah, mate, I've known her for 12 years, know what I mean? I'm not random. Saf, you're not going to be in the middle of the ocean. No. You're there. You are there. No messing. You are right there, mate. Still holding up, because at the moment, as far as I know, you are the only southern hemispherite. I don't know, what is it? At the moment, who's in the live, so you're still the only one. You are the one and only. Nobody I'd rather be. Yeah, the Maryland flag. Of course, it was there originally because I was going to try and hit all the states. So we have got Maryland, not Maryland, Maryland, and we've also got Nevada because my friend Susan from Las Vegas has joined in, and also somewhere, it'll be with fucking Finland. This somewhere there's also New York State for Max, not New York City, like you said earlier on. Correct, Mandy. It wasn't New York City. It was New York State, where Max is from. So I don't think they're going to fit on there, so it might have to go on the side of that wardrobe. We'll have the United States of the States all over there. What do you reckon? Maryland, yeah. I have to get it right. Can't get it wrong, can we? Got to get it right. Yes, Saf, we are trusting you to man the ship. And when we say the ship, we mean the entire southern hemisphere. But we'll get there right. Right, if they miss 5 consecutive streams, the flags get ripped down. Harsh, but fair. But nobody has, so I think we're all right with that. You've sent me a link. Thank you, Mandy. Mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. Well, Spanish tourists in Japan do anyway. Beautiful sunset tonight. Beautiful. I don't think ours is setting yet, Steve. We are much further west than you, and of course, Ali is even further west than we are, so even though we're in the same time zone, it'll be dark where you are, and it'll still be light where we are. It's just bizarre. The sunsets have been lovely, haven't they, the last couple of days? Funnily enough, when I got in the car, I was already in the car. Why am I lying to you? I was in the car, and we picked up my daughter's mate yesterday to take her for she was a birthing partner for the tattoo she was getting. The first thing she said when she got in the car was, "Oh, I loved your sunset video." So, right, the kids, I'm down with the kids now. So sunsets seem to be quite popular. So I expect to see more of them, and more driving, obviously, and far more of the walking videos and the bird song, man. The bird song tonight is fantastic. And you're impressed. I'm an impressive kind of guy, what can I say? A design your own tartan online thing, you think? Right, I will check this out. Thank you very much, Mandy. I very much appreciate that. Let's have a look. Weaving your own, begin. Quickly design your own unique tartan. Oh, it's right. We are going to have to come up with an official stream. Right, an official stream tartan. There's got to be blue in it for Jeff. There's got to be black in it for Horace. And there has to be Mick Hucknall's ball bag ginger for Kippers. I think that'd be quite a good combination. We'll have to do that. No sunset in Northern Ireland. It's just pissing down. To be honest with you, Jackie, I've been over to Belfast a couple of times, and it has rained non-stop. When I've been there, it has been, I think it was February one year. When was the next one? Might have been November the first time, February the next. So I would expect rain at both times. But Belfast is a bit like Glasgow, and I think Liverpool as well look good in the rain. Look even better in the sunshine, but look good in the rain. I don't mind that. No sunset in London, just clouds. I have seen a fantastic sunset in London. I went to see my friend Julia, and she took me up the old NatWest building. It's a tower now, isn't it? Next to the Gherkin. We went to the bar on floor 6,000,003, whatever it was, and the sun setting over London was absolutely stunning. And even though Wembley was absolutely miles away, Tottenham were playing their home games at Wembley. You could see the stadium, it's so big, and the big arch was lit up white for them. It was stunning. The views are amazing. If you go to London, which I suggest you do at least once in your life, go somewhere high, somewhere with good. Go to Shard if you can, go the Gherkin, anywhere where you've got good viewing platforms, and have a look. It's absolutely stunning. Yep. Love sunsets. You painted loads, I bet you have. Your art is fantastic, Angie. Sunsets, I think, are fantastic anyway, just because sunrises are good. Sunsets, there's just something about them. Obviously, that's, I don't know, it must be the time of day. Getting up early to see the sunrise, it's not the same as just watching it chilling, drop below the horizon. It's a bit more relaxed. Modest too. Mandy, I am the most modest man who ever lived. Donald Trump taught me that. Sun shines on the righteous. Jacqueline, oh, getting your full name there. Mother Nature has the most beautiful colour palette. Unmatched, absolutely unmatched. It's never dark where Steve is. Steve is a bright, shining light. The devil lives in Norfolk. He was looking for a soul to steal, was he? Or was he looking for a soul to Steve? Saf, yes. If you really want to enjoy yourself, man, you've got to get high, you know what I mean? Like, the higher the better. The higher you are, the more you can see. True story. But it is a fantastic city, London. That there, London there. And if you're high up, the views are spectacular. Plus I could drink back then, so it was nice. Getting mildly toasted on the red wine while being scared of heights. 4 billion miles in the air. It's great. Yeah, that's why you're worshipping, is right, Steve. Jackie, there is a bit of a devil worship about you, isn't there? We know this. Or in Ireland it'd be the devil, wouldn't it? The devil. Definitely more fun. Gulls just want to have fun. We do always have fun with our Jackie. We do. You're a good crack. All the Irish I met were good crack, to be honest with you. Laughed like fuck when I was over there. Ali, you had a call? Don't worry about it. Yes, Saf fixed the Dremel. It did look, when it was open, it did look like a spaceship. And it reminded me something out of Red Dwarf. So all day, thanks to you, I've been singing in my head, it's Arnold, Arnold, Arnold Dremel. Without him, things would be much grimmer. I hope you're happy. What's a Dremel? Jackie, it's a tool. It's the thing that Saf uses for his engraving. You can put different, it's going to sound, you can put different attachments on and get different results. No. An etching tool, yes. You can put a sanding disc on the end, you can put a cutting disc, you can put all kinds on. Our Saf is very adept with the etching tool. Gloriously fantastic streams that he has. Kirsty, did you fix your gremlins last night, did you? Did you manage to get it all sorted? I sent you a message yesterday, didn't I, saying I apologise for missing it. But by the time I got out the ground and into my car and then started to head homewards, you'd finished by that point. And my charge on my phone was down to 20-odd%. So I've had to buy a new charging cable because the one in my car is absolute bollocks. Like the set you have for manicures, Jackie, they will be the same. Exactly the same kind of thing. Some will be a little bit stronger than others because you're having to deal with wood and glass or, other things. Adam, how you doing, mate? Oh, hang on, where am I? See, there's just one.
It's going up, it's there.
Ali, fantastic, well done. Levelled up. This has been a couple of weeks or... it's definitely more than 1 week, isn't it? A couple of weeks without my stream decks. And I forget where anything goes, it's ridiculous. I've got to get back into the vibe of this, haven't I? Doesn't help having 2 stream decks. Like an absolute knobber. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Baldrick, the everyman poet. "13 unlucky for some." It was unlucky for Baldrick when he got his arse blown off jumping over the trenches. Never good. No more war. Angie, hang on.
It's going up, it's there.
Angie's levelled up to level 1 as well, fantastic. It's all going off in the stream, man, it's all going off. Strange things are afoot in the Circle K. Angie, if you don't know what's going on with this, by the way, and you won't be the first, I've got something called Botrix, which is the chat that you see going up and down there on the screen. That's put together by Botrix, and they have a league table. Everyone who's in the stream earns points for every message that they send, and for every levels for a certain amount of points, for certain amounts of messages sent, and points for how long you're in the stream. So, yeah, there's a league table, and it's very, very competitive. I'll tell you that now. It's very competitive. Not sure what you did. You turned up. That's all you need to do to get points. We give points to everyone. Adam, you're not supposed to be here today. Where are you supposed to be? Or are you providing your alibi? Is that what we are now? Is that what it is? Be good for an alibi, this, wouldn't it? It was on live and I was texting, I was messaging. Game on. That's the kind of attitude we like, Andy. That's the kind of attitude we really like here. How do you get on with TikTok? Are you on TikTok? TikTok, oh fucking hell, man. I've put loads of videos of my streams I cut up and put on YouTube Shorts, and I throw them on TikTok. The people on YouTube are really nice and friendly, and what happened with you? Oh, I had a stroke. Oh, that's awful. How are you getting on? Marvellous. Keep up the good work. Yay. TikTok, what the fuck's wrong with your face? Well, you know, my brain exploded. You deserve to die. Yeah, well, fuck you too. Oh, Clark's, haven't seen that. The Circle K. Circle K, the only one I remember with is thingy, Bill and Ted. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Don't tell Mr. Invisible. Just started TikTok today, putting shorts on. Adam, you will get watches on there because there's no no sort of algorithm like we've got on YouTube, not in the same way. It's literally just, have you posted something? Yeah, okay, there you go. It's there. Someone can see it. So you can end up getting thousands and thousands of views without having hundreds of followers. It's mad. But it might drive a little bit of traffic back towards your YouTube and what have you. Yeah, you've got a fella going on trial soon for murder. We've seen that one. Pre-recorded his stream and pretended it was live for an alibi. I think Tamimi done a thing about that. That you can't even say it wasn't premeditated, can you? It was a crime of passion. Well, why did you record like a 6-hour stream and then play it while you were out? Fuck, dodgy bastard, that man. You eat trolls for lunch, and you have to in this business, don't you? As soon as you put anything out there, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, any social media, there's always some angry little dickhead behind a keyboard. Yeah, well, I think you'll find actually, oh, bollocks. You've got TikTok, but you can't keep up with it. I'm not surprised. It's just it's for people with, well, not people. It's for kids with ADHD. TikTok. And it's a bit worrying that YouTube are going down that same route, trying to push it as much as possible. We are supposed to be here making content for people, not just here you go, here you go. Know what I mean? Man, you haven't leveled up in ages. That's because you're right at the top of the tree. It takes you ages now. Ages and ages. But you will do. Because you chat quite a lot, so be thankful. About a mile from you. Oh, yeah, she was, wasn't she? She was pregnant as well. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. Hopefully he gets a pleasant welcome when he goes into prison and gets his arse burst. Disgusting, disgusting person. Adam, you are slowly building up points with Botrix. You will win more points as a result. That's the way it works. You are normally trolling me or Steve, that is true, but it still adds up points. Paz49, a YouTuber, posted something on TikTok yesterday, and by this morning had 27 million views. It is stupid just how quickly you can do that over there. It is proper crazy. I mean, I'm not a big TikToker by any stretch of the imagination, but I'll put stuff on there, and within the space of 20 minutes, it's got 2,000 or 3,000 views. It's a bit weird. Very, very odd. Comments tickle Olga, bring it on. Does Olga loves being tickled? Definitely. Yeah, it is crazy, that Steve, isn't it? Just how quickly. I mean, literally press play on it, or sort of play. Press upload on it, and then before you finished your cup of tea, you're hitting millions of views. Yeah, Adam, now that your YouTube is your channel, not your company, you're still fighting the urge not to use the word, yes. see you next Tuesday in a video. I think all of us from the UK, Australia, those of us who are used to that particular word being used as a term of endearment, as a noun, as a verb, as an adjective, we don't see why it's so badly viewed around the rest of the world. Mad. Mandy is the Queen. Yep, she is on this because she's been there from day one. And you'll see if you have a look at the leaderboard, there's a lot of people on there who've been to a hell of a lot of streams on here. I still, to this day, I find it mental about how much time people have spent watching me. It's crazy. I wouldn't watch me for this long. And I know me. Yep, Steve's the troll. Remember, you're not the why, mate. We know you're not. Droogheid prettig decision security certification. Portugal discussing Eurovision Griffith setting. I don't know what a Eurovision Griffith is, Kirsty, but I love it. Droogheid, that's dry hood, isn't it? So, dryness. Prettig, pretty. Use her correct title. It's Maiden Olga, Queen of the Moldovan Legion. There is a Moldovan flag behind there, by the way. It's covered by Kipper's face, but it is there. Munt. Yes, Munt. We all like to scream Munt occasionally. The Moldovans already have a queen. I think your mother's second marriage was to a Yank. When you went over there to meet the family, they couldn't get over how much you swore. Or how the UK accent made swearing sound more sweary. Absolutely agree with that. We do it better than anyone else, I think. By that I mean us and the Irish, definitely. Nobody swears as well as the Irish, the Scottish. The English as well, like. My streams are like the weekly pub get together with your mates. People don't do anymore. Yeah, I think I've said this before, that to me, if not to anyone else apart from yourself as well, like, this to me is like being back in the pub with me mates. I can't do it at the moment, and I do miss it, but this is more than a match for being with them, so I do like it. I'm glad you feel that way as well, Steve, mate. Sorry, Saf, I like that. Man, you do have to be somebody has to take notes to remind me what I've forgotten, because my what is it? Memory is like the metal thing with the holes in it from yesterday. Yes, gee is the Irish slang, yes. I've heard people being called a gee bag plenty of times. Some fantastic Irish slang phrases. Like I was watching David Attenborough thing, and he was talking about langer monkeys, and I just thought a langer monkey sounded like a disparaging phrase for a woman of loose repute in Dublin. Jeez, you're right, langer monkey, what? Cheaper than the pub as well. Yeah, yes, I am much cheaper than the pub. Defo cheaper. Well, especially in bloody London prices, Kirsty. That the prices in there, that London there, down in that London, disgraceful. Yes, it is used like another word in a sentence. It's just dropped into conversations. Australia is exactly the same. If you don't get called one by someone, they don't like you. As soon as they do, I must be doing all right here. Is that... Mandy, is that bring your own bottle, or is that just a Welsh town? Because it looks like a Welsh town as well. For years I thought LL Cool J was a Welsh fishing village. Jackie, you don't use it yourself. I'm sure it's there though, just below the surface. If someone annoyed you one day, bring it out. Chav, yeah, is actually a UK Romany word for child, which is why if you watch Only Fools and Horses and stuff like that, with Cockney rhyme and slang, they call a kid a chavvy as well, don't they? So it's not just for a kid or someone of bad behaviour, it's also for a child, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. You can call someone anything, you can, definitely. So if you don't think you'll be allowed in a pub since you don't much like wearing shoes, there'll be specific pubs that you can go to where no shoes is the way to. Dad joke, I forgot my dad joke. Oh, but do you know what I'm doing it? Get in, you blue boys. London prices. Again, though, if you are from London or you're there quite regularly, you will find places that are not too expensive. I did that when I was working down there quite a lot. We found our little places we'd go to just off the beaten path, and it was just normal Liverpool prices at that point. Cushy is actually the Romany word for good or nice as well. I think there'd be plenty of words that would have come from there into Cockney rhyme and slang, because it seems to be there's a good crossover. Good. I like finding out where words come from, words, phrases, etymology in general. I think is fantastic. I love it. Barefoot or desert wellies. Yep, there is a difference. Are you going full Zola Bud, are you? You are doing Mandy's job here, mate. You are reminding me. I've been without the stream deck, so I'm losing my touch. I will get back. But it's just mad. I've used it for so long that it should be second nature, and now all of a sudden it's not. Know what I mean? We're going to get there though, aren't we? It's not as if we're going for a BAFTA or an Emmy or an Oscar or something. Or a Streamy. Is that what it is? Is that what the streaming awards are? Streamies. Do the young ones know who that runner is? Possibly not. Zola Bud was a South African runner who ended up running for the United Kingdom in the Olympics, and she used to run barefoot. I think she tripped up Mary Decker-Slaney, didn't she? So there was death threats and all kinds from angry American folk. Just running, man. People trip each other up. The tangle of arms and legs, it wasn't done on purpose. In South Africa, the minibus taxis are sometimes referred to as Zola Buds. Still much loved by the black community. That's nice. Very nice. Just tried to say Kushti and it sounded like the way you say your name. Kushti Honda, there you go. The new name. Our circle definitely should have a jazz jingle for the month of May. We should. If anyone's out there that's got more than one working hand and musical knowledge, get working on it. I would do, but last time I picked up a guitar was fucking years ago, man. Years ago. Actually, no, it wasn't, because I picked one up to give it to my daughter. I handed her it, that's it. I haven't played one in such a long time. I miss that. I miss spanking me plank. It does sound like Dutch, doesn't it? Kushti. I say, Kushti, that is simply sensational. You can make a metal style jingle. We need jazz, man. We can't have metal, we need jazz. Get Dan to write it on his AI thingy. On Suno. Get it on Suno. Jackie, you could sing, but really badly. Yes, I know you pointed out the other day that my singing was awful. It isn't normally. But since the back of my brain decided to go, explodey, it's affected certain things. I used to be brilliant at doing accents. I used to be able to do impressions of people. Now I can't. Now I can barely walk. And you tried to play the piano and it just looked like an epileptic having a fit in a pub. I know the feeling. I am very musical. And then if I sit down in front of a piano, I look at it like, what is this? I can make a tune, but I can't really do anything. I couldn't do a song in the same way I could pick a guitar up and I could write you an album full of music within a half a day. Easily. I just can't do it with a fucking keyboard, and I wish I could. Because I need to get things out of my system, which I can't do at the moment. And I've got a little mini keyboard over there. It's there. Keep your personal habits to yourself. I always do, Jackie. No one else wants to know. Honest. You can do vocals in the style of Bruce Dickinson. You were the vocalist for an Iron Maiden tribute band as your first band. Whoa, go ahead, Saf, man. You can do as 668, the neighbour of the beast. Who does the voice on your videos? Are you putting a bid in, are you, Jackie? I think your grandfather on your mother's side was a concert level pianist. Bloody hell, concerto level. He decided to play piano in his local pub for free beer. He probably had the kind of life that he wanted, rather than travelling the world playing exceptional music for very rich people who don't really appreciate it. My mate was an absolute genius piano player. Occasionally on Facebook he'll still put something on, and I can't believe how good he was, and never actually done anything with it. Kirsty, you can't hold a tune. We'll buy you a bucket. We'll buy you a bucket. You can hold one in a bucket. Angie, you play keyboard and a Fender Squier Telecaster and sing. You're still learning guitar. I also have a Fender Squier Telecaster. A white one. Which I love, but I hate looking at it because I can't pick it up and play it. I've also got a Marshall 50 watt amp that I bought. It was second hand and it was 3 years old when I bought it in 1988. And now it is a vintage bit of equipment just because I've had it for that long. I still need to go and get that sorted. I need to take it to Warrington to a genius fella so he can fix it. Make sure it's healthy, safe. And then my daughter can have it because she's a little musician now. Already got her first tattoo. Should be rocking out. Yes, multi-talented Angie, definitely. Ali, you put the Crows out of business if you tried. Still, you've got to try, man. It doesn't have to be fantastic. It's expressing yourself, get it out there. Which is what I shout when I go dogging. Angie, we should play together. We'll start a band. And we can have Saf on lead vocals. Jackie, Ali, we can have you on backing vocals singing Royd, Sally, Royd. Black with a white pickguard. Ooh, mine's cream with a white pickguard. There's a song in that, isn't there? Like Ebony and Ivory, but made by Koreans, I think. Does it go up to 11? It's do you know what? It should do. All Marshalls should have 11 on there. Let's jam together sometime. And my hand will have to get better because at the moment it is still completely fucked. But we can do that. We could do a panel one night and get everyone on here all playing an instrument each. If you want to buy a triangle, you can do that as well instead. Saf, you want a 59 Gibson Les Paul Standard? Yes, I would love one of them. Genuinely, I think that's my dream guitar. I had a Les Paul copy years ago and I loved it. You could hit a power chord on it, go away and make dinner and come back and it'd still be ringing out. In the late part of 1969, Jimi Hendrix and Miles Davis were working on a collaboration album as Miles Davis was moving towards rock and Jimmy towards jazz. Jimmy died before it could be properly recorded. That's a shame. I was listening to a bit of Miles Davis the other day while I was working. I can't really have too much on in the background, but A Kind of Blue was on in the background. Bit of sun coming through the window. It's nice. That would have been good to hear though. Jimmy and Miles. Bloody hell. Would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? It would have been a hell of an album, that made. Two musicians that thought outside the box. Again, that's why I like people like Radiohead and the Beatles and Yes. Pushing things constantly. Don't just settle for doing the same thing. Or Coldplay, as they're known, over and over again. Push yourself. Don't fall into that comfort zone. U2 done it. Started off pushing the boundaries all the time, being angry young men, and of course, as soon as you got a bit of cash behind you and you move to Monaco, you stop being angry and you fall back to being a little bit too relaxed and too chill. Seth's going to play bass. Yeah, go on. Smash it in there, lad. Music is the universal language. It is, absolutely. As is rhythm. Mandy can sing. Mandy is a fantastic singer. A former front lady. Definitely, you're on Vox. Jackie, you've got a Miles Davis CD. You haven't listened to it forever. Get it on, man. Get it on. Ali, your mime. You're just going to be the eye candy eye at the back. Looking great. Millie Vanillion. Ali and Jackie, the Irish Millie Vanilli. You know, Millie Vanilli's real name is Milliam Vanillium. True story. You'll be there in spirit. Man, you'd only sing around the house now. It's a shame now. When it's something that you've done, I was going to say competitively. Who the fuck competitive sings? Now, once it's something you've done for a living or sort of professionally, it's something you should carry on doing. My mate, John McNally from The Searchers, name drop, needles and pins and all that kind of stuff. He still plays, and even if you go round to his house having a party, there's loads of 1960s Mersey beat people there, and everyone picks the guitar up and plays. It is absolutely incredible. I love that. If you can do it, do it. I can't now, so I am jealous, but if you can do it, do it. Bitches Brew is an absolute masterpiece. Completely superb bit of music. Just, man was a genius, and always will be. Even though he might not be with us anymore, the music still is, and it's still genius. Saf Mesa, the amp maker, invited Carlos Santana to the factory. Yeah, he tried out one of the prototypes and said this thing boogies. That version, when on sale, was known as the Mesa Boogie range. I wanted to buy a Mesa Boogie desperately. I love Carlos Santana. I used to play, when I was trying to learn how to play solos and things, Super Boogie, Hong Kong Blues. I'd try and play along to it. So you get one that's quite grungy and a bit of fast playing, and then one that's a bit more moody and emotional. I love playing along to that. Plus, I love Yes. Steve Howe's my favourite guitarist of all time. And when I was playing, first learning, I couldn't quite play like him. I still can't quite play like him, but I can play quite a lot of his stuff now. Kirsty, we're there with the gong. Bang a gong. Yep. Everyone needs a gong. Never mind more cowbell, we need more gong. Steve, you're going to be there at security. If your name's not down, you're not coming in. You're going to have a line, haven't you? Just a big list of bot tricks and how many points. You have to have so many points before you can get into the gig. If not, get back out, get on the live streams, earn your points, earn your spares. Tell them straight, Steve, I'll tell them straight. Adam, you can play the spoons and hum in various octaves. A coffee maker should definitely be able to play the spoons, mate. If you can't, that's something wrong with you. Yeah, can you dance? Every band needs a bez. Every band does need a bez. Anyone who can't sing, grab your maracas. Yeah. Jackie, Ali, shake your maracas. Everything will be fine, don't worry about that. Karaoke is competitive singing. It's annoying singing. Some people are brilliant at it. If you ever get the chance to go to Liverpool, go to Little Cooper's outside Central Station. Any time of the day, there's people in there absolutely bladdered singing karaoke. It's hilarious. Proper old school folk as well. The ones who are singers in the 1960s, just never given up. Great. You have a funny feeling Nick was into Northern Soul. I do like a bit of Northern Soul, has to be said. I do like it. Especially on a nice sunny day, windows down in the car, breeze coming through, that smell of ozone coming in off the sea. There's no better place to be than the northwest of England listening to Northern Soul. Wigan is only 10 miles in that direction. Wigan Casino is... Wigan Pier and Wigan Casino are only there. So it's very, very close. Will Helen be standing in front of you, Steve? Yep. Looking after you, making sure you don't kick off too much. Carlos did an album, Abraxas, I remember that. Yep, I might have that somewhere actually. Great album. Smoked some weed, listened to that album, I can imagine. You'd have loved it in Liverpool during the 1980s. Everyone was getting into acid and dropping ecstasy and going to raves and what have you, acid house. And in Liverpool, everyone was smoking weed and listening to Pink Floyd and Genesis. It was mad. Completely different. Here we go, Saf. Les Paul, a Jim Dunlop Crybaby Wah, of course. A Boss OS2 overdrive distortion. And a Marshall JCM 900 half stack. That, I can get on board with that. That is pretty much 90% of what I'd love. Has to be a Crybaby Jim Dunlop. Boss pedals are the best pedals. I would also like a chorus, Boss chorus pedal. The light blue one. The Man City blue one. Yes, Steve, Jackie, you have to believe she's far scarier than Steve. Behind every great man, there is a scary woman. Don't argue with a woman who's strong enough to be able to control someone like our Steve. But she's also fantastic, so don't worry. Just don't annoy her. Angie, boogieing, there you go. You can sing and shake your maracas. You're in the band. And also you're playing guitar as well, don't forget. Caravanserai is in your top 10 albums of all time. Brilliant. Some great stuff out there, isn't there? Didn't go down well. Ooh. I've got to admit that one of the best guitarists of all time has to be Terry Kath. Don't know too much, to be honest with you. And obviously I need to start listening a bit more. The best guitarist of all time for me, my favourite, Steve Howe. Definitely. I was talking to someone about this style of singing that too many people do nowadays. Britain's Got Talent and all that kind of shite, where it's 100 notes per syllable. I hate it. Being a guitarist, it's like a heavy metal player shredding a solo. There's no art to it. It's showing off as to how technical you are. That's not good singing, and it's not good guitar playing. As much as I can appreciate Ingy Malmsteen or Steve Vai or Joe Satriani for being how good they are technically, but I'd rather listen to Dave Gilmour from Pink Floyd playing guitar with emotion and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I'd rather do that. Kirsty, you're back in the band. Saf, you've got a first gen Boss OS2, only part of the setup that you currently own, mate. Any Boss pedals, I give away a load of Boss pedals, and I shouldn't have done really, because they would have been vintage now. I had the orange, always a Dodd orange overdrive Boss. I had the chorus pedal, and I think it was a compressor. Yeah, a Boss compressor as well. Adam, you've not smoked the herb for 20 years. The vaping's proven to be very difficult. Jackie, you're going to get your flak jacket on. To be honest with you, whenever anyone from Northern Ireland puts a flak jacket on, my arse goes. Jeff, leave the deck alone. That's another Pink Floyd song, isn't it? Terry Kath was a guitarist for Chicago, the jazz fusion Chicago, not the 80s love song Bichard. I'm going to have to check that one out, mate. Not something I really know. Saul Hudson, a good Stoke-on-Trent lad after all. Slash, yeah. Not my style of playing at all, but he can play a little bit, that boy. Yeah, this is what it's like when you talk football. Behave, Jeff. Well, do you know what? No, Jeff's not going to behave. Because he's Jeff. Some Tales from the Crypt, there we go. Balloons, silent, perfect for sneak attacks. Apart from having your face on the side on you soft bastard. Jeff Dibner, the yin to Fred Yang. I can see him throwing bricks down at people watching. He is ripped again there, though, isn't he? Fucking hell, Jeff. Houston, I am the problem. He's everyone's problem, never mind Houston. And I did say Houston there, just because Angie's in the chat. But it is pronounced Houston. I just want to tell you that, you know. I'm not saying you're pronouncing your names wrong, but it is Houston, okay? Now that's out the way. You zoned out the techie bolt jargon. Come on, Mandy, you're a musician, you know this stuff. If you're into music and you're into playing, this is, you can't help it. You end up, I can have conversations about strings, guitar strings. I mean, 6-hour conversations about why a brand of guitar string is better than another. Do you know what I mean? It's a nerdy wankfest, but it's good. I like it. You love guitar players growing up, but Slash was the first player you wanted to play and be like. Do you know what? A lot of guitar playing is not anywhere near as difficult as it actually looks. A little bit of effort and you can get there, because there's little tricks making you look better than you actually are. I'll tell you that right now, mate. You'd be surprised. Interesting when you look at a lot of the big arena bands and then check out their early stuff. Journey, the first 3 albums of prog. What? You'll play xylophone on Jeff's abs. Jeff's abs, man, they're going up there with his cheekbones. He looks like he was born in the gym. Why? Why would you be an evil bastard if you look like that? You could be a supermodel, whereas he's just a super arsehole. Got a Houston, yeah. There's got to be, it's a proper Houston. Ernie Ball, super slinky, 0.9 gauge. Man, it's got to be a 10. It's got to be a 10 gauge, it can't be 9. They're too thin, 9s are too thin. Just as soon as you, I mean, I play a lot of very, very hard rhythm as well, which a 9 would just snap to pieces. I've got to have a little bit more about them. I used to mix and match. Sorry about this being tech nerdy. I used to have 10s on the top 3 strings and 11s on the bottom 3, so I could play fairly heavy riffage and power chords and what have you. And then, you know, you've got your SM58. That's enough for you. That's like this, but like one better. One better. I see your SM57 and I raise your SM58. That is a fantastic vocal mic, that, Mandy, has to be said. There has been so much music over the years made on an SM57, normally micing up drums and guitar cabinets, and 58s for vocals. If you play on a 10 you can't bend properly. Practice more, Saf, practice more, man. Top 3 bass players. It is not Mark King from level 42, not a chance. Not a chance. It is Chris Squire from Yes, Mick Khan from Japan, and who else? Bernard Edwards has got to be up there as well from Chic, but I love Geddy Lee. I've got loads, you know. I have genuinely got loads. Love Manny from the Stone Roses. I got to meet the Stone Roses as well. But unfortunately, it was after John Squire and Rennie had left the band. So it was Manny and Ian Brown. Ian Brown, long hair, short on, because it was the middle of the summer in 1996, Euro 96. And he was eating a banana. So they called him the Monkey Man, and he was eating a banana. And I got to meet Manny. Top dude. Yeah, bass players. Definitely Chris Squire, without a shadow of a doubt, and Mick Khan. Ooh, update. You've registered for the Cape Town Marathon. Well done, Saf, you absolute lunatic. You haven't been active in 15 months and you're going for it in October. You're going to have to get yourself out there and get practicing, mate. Definitely. The bassist from Metallica is very popular. Which one is it? Cliff Thingamajig. Can't remember his bleeding name. Oh, and by the way, Flea is an absolute knob. Apropos of nothing. Cliff Burton, that was it, yeah. But definitely Chris Squire, my all-time bass hero. Not only was he that good that Geddy Lee started to take his tips from him, he could sing fantastically while playing the most ridiculously fantastic bass lines. Me love it. So yeah, guinea pigs being mentioned. Is that on the stream or just outside the house? In general. Jason Newsted, yeah. Rob Trulio. Dave Gilmour is a fantastic guitarist, Jackie. Absolutely superb. Very tasteful and emotional. Jeff Beck is also like that for me. You don't have to be a wanky guitarist. You can play with heart, soul, as well as being good, you know what I mean? Your road was shut today for the Norfolk Marathon. Man, what a pain. But if you're going to run anywhere, Norfolk's as good as anywhere, mate, isn't it? Sometimes when you get asked about drummers, you say Buddy Rich. It's amazing how many people don't know who you're talking about. And yet, if you ask a drummer, Buddy Rich, they will all know exactly who that is. The absolute don, the early adopter of being an incredible drummer. Fantastic. Even now, looking at the stuff that he did, it's like, what the fucking hell? Who said you could play like this back then? You finished your orchid strand just in time. Yep. Any pictures yet, Mandy? It was for your sister. It's her birthday tomorrow and she come for a visit today. That is fitting it in perfectly. Perfect timing. Outside the house, what? Karen Carpenter was a more than adequate drummer, she was. Fantastic drummer. Very underrated. Belfast Marathon is soon. I bet you that one speeds up, doesn't it, when you get past the Divis Flats, the Falls Road and the Shankill. Doing like 100 metre speeds at that point. Jeff Beck did die last year, unfortunately. What an absolutely incredible guitarist. What a superb musician. Yep, happy birthday to your sister Mandy from all of us here. Steve, you couldn't run a bath. But how many of those people during the Norfolk Marathon, how many of them could come around and point in your house tomorrow because they've got a day off? You, that's who. Nandi Bushell, yes, the 14-year-old drummer that's already played with the Foo Fighters, half South African, half English. I've seen that. She was all over social media. Quality. Yeah, personal gifts are always better, aren't they? Phil Collins is one of the best drummers ever. His jazz fusion work was iconic, a hill that you will die on. Phil Collins does not get the credit he deserves. If you listen to some of the Genesis stuff, the early stuff, with the Peter Gabriel era, the drumming is absolutely out of this world. Never gets mentioned. Doesn't get mentioned in the same breath as Bill Bruford, who was around at the same time. Bill Bruford's always seen as being an amazing technical drummer, but Phil Collins isn't, and yet Phil Collins played some absolutely insane stuff. Fantastic drummer. Just a shame anyone ever let him near anywhere a fucking piano. You know what I mean? And also, you can't be bald and have a mullet. Phil Collins, you deserve a slap, mate. Oh, think twice. No, you think twice about going anywhere near a piano, you dick. She loved your peas in a pod. She's also got a set of them as well. Mandy, those peas in a pod are superb. In fact, they're not just superb, they're superb. Should make more of them. Pass on the goodwill, yep. Anyone else see a documentary about Ginger Baker? I seen one a few years ago. He was a lunatic. Another absolutely incredible musician, but just absolutely tapped in the head. Must be something. I'm convinced drummers are like the goalkeepers in football. They say the same about goalkeepers. Every goalkeeper is a bit nuts. It's the same with drummers. They're all one tom short of a set. Mooney the Looney was the same, wasn't he? Keith Moon. They are. The only one he wasn't, I suppose, was Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones. And even there's a great story. A drunken and stoned Mick Jagger phoned his hotel room one day and said, "Where's my drummer?" And Charlie Watts got dressed into his full suit, looked absolutely immaculate as always, went downstairs to Mick Jagger's room. When he opened the door, he smacked him in the mouth. "Don't ever call me your drummer again, you're my fucking singer." That was it. Over and done with. No more arguing. Not many people could wear a suit like Charlie Watts. I have Ginger Baker, lunatic. Fantastic band as well, Cream. Jack Bruce, fantastic bass player as well, actually. I'll be mentioning that. Very interesting, something he said as well one day. Everyone was asking him to play Cream songs at his gigs later on in life. "I've played all them, I don't want to play them anymore. Piss off and play my new album." And then he went to see Bob Dylan, and Bob Dylan never played any of the hits. And he said he walked away. He was never been so disappointed in his life, and it suddenly hit him. The people that come and see you also want to see your old stuff, not just your new album. And at that point he changed. He always puts in a Cream song or two, or some of his early stuff. I think it's good to do that. A dozen tomato plants. Yeah, Bonzo from Led Zepp, another absolutely incredible drummer. Can't slap a cripple. You can, Jackie. They can't run away very easy. You'll find it even easier to slap a cripple. I mean, if you want to come and slap me, you can do. I've got my Raspberry badge in the car now, so I do actually qualify as that. Where was it on, Steve? What channel, or where was it? Charlie Watts was a really good drummer. The Rolling Stones, not exactly the Beatles, are they? A lot of what they were doing was just straightforward, stolen from black musicians in the States. The Beatles were as well, but then I've never heard any bluesman singing Strawberry Fields. They did move on from there. The Stones didn't. But Charlie Watts could play. The rest of the band could play as well. She recognised your David Bowie had Bowieness, yes. Fantastic. Yes, yep, Charlie Watts would dress up in a suit and driving gloves and sit in his vintage cars while he were idle. He had an absolutely fantastic collection of cars. I've heard that as well. He always very, very well dressed. Loved his cars, but would just sit in there for ages. Because you can't drive them all the time. Just go and sit in them and enjoy them for what they are. Mandy's great niece has already got the full set of potatoes. That is some going. Slap a cripple. Reminds me of the old hobby of clamping wheelchairs. We've all been there. What's your favourite thing you've knitted, Mandy? That's a very good question. What is your favourite thing you've knitted? Tell us now. He said that Jack Bruce and Eric Clapton were too scared to fire him. I am not surprised. Oh, BBC. They were trying to reunite Ginger with his son. Alright, I want to keep an eye out for that. I'll have a look on the iPlayer. It should be on there. Lots of stuff's been thrown back on BBC 4, hasn't it? So it's on Thigh Player. Did you ever hear a remake of Sunshine of Your Love by Fudge Tunnel? It's played at quarter speed. I haven't. We'll have to check that out. Although, there's no way on earth I am going into Google and looking for Fudge Tunnel. Not a chance. Neither that nor Cadbury Alley. Not a chance. Welcome on stage, fudge tunnel. Yeah. It's a stoner rock version from the 90s. I will check that out very carefully. Kilts and fudge tunnels, man. It's just, they're a match made in heaven, aren't they? Hevel. What the fucking hell is a hevel? Heaven. Right. I don't want to leave it too late. So we're going to have to go and...
But Kipper's Vindaloo can't be good for you.
Kipper's Corner. This is slightly worrying. If you have a look at there, look at the map. Areas of the UK that will be flooded by 2050. In a scenario in which moderate reductions are made to the amount of human-made pollution and in which a medium amount of luck keeps weather events on our side, great swathes of the country will be enveloped. In the north of England, Liverpool, Southport, Blackpool and Morecambe are predicted to be swamped by rising seawater. Yes, of course it is. Fucking Southport and Liverpool. Horace, can you swim, lad? Because knobheads in the rest of the country keep burning tyres, we're going to end up underwater. Despite the fact that apparently, I don't know, me and Adam are about, was it 3 miles above sea level or something last week? How's my exercising going? The exercising, walking up and down them stairs yesterday was more than enough. Ali, did you see the pic I put up? I'll have to see if I can find it now, just in case you didn't see it. What on earth? I must have got a message where the picture goes straight into your gallery. And it's a picture of me mate Zoe with a mask on. It's not good. Right. That was the one going up the stairs, which is bad enough. But then on the way down, it is that. When you stood at the top, waiting to go down those stairs. I put it in the RDA, didn't I? Sorry, Ali. I put it in the RDA chat. I thought I put it. I don't know where I thought I put it, but that's there. It's there. Scary. It's absolutely scary. When's the picnic? Oh yeah, the picnic. Hopefully that'll be sometime this week. Well, obviously sometime before the whole of Southport ends up underwater. We're not going to end up like fucking SpongeBob, are we? But yeah, we're going to get out there. Mandy, you've got a soft spot for Spencer's head. Right, so Wales is fine, thank God it is. You could see your house from there, Jackie. You could. Anyone watch the Drummio channel when drummers come and play along to a song they've never heard before? Chad Smith was brilliant. Never seen that. I'm going to have to check that one out, mate. Chad Smith's a really good drummer. And also he seems to be quite a funny lad. Yeah, Horace and Kippers will be going on their picnic at some point in the near future, I think. Once I'm not picking people up at 6 o'clock in the bloody morning. That'll be for the start. Still think it'll just level out all the salt people fill up. Do you reckon? Salt beds, yeah. I don't know, I don't think it will. I think we're going to end up underwater. Doesn't take much. When you look at how big the ice sheets are in the Arctic and the Antarctic, if at that point some of that starts coming off into the sea and melting, there's going to be serious problems. Ali, you're not very social. You're only on here, Facebook or email. Oh, that's a shame. I would have put it on Facebook if I'd known, but still no use because you don't follow me on there, so pointless. But there you go, that was it anyway. It is the first time I went back after my stroke and then tried to walk up. I was worried. I thought I'm going to fall down at some point. I didn't, luckily. luckily. Kirsty, you need to put your phone on charge. That's the first time you've ever said that. You do. Go and put it on charge. Have you got a laptop, Mandy? Adam, you're not going to hell for that comment, mate. Seriously. I've seen the one in America starting to refill. Yeah, they were boating on it. There will be loads of stuff like that, definitely, but it is a little bit worrying. Sea levels rising about 20 millimetres a year. Doesn't sound a lot. When you live at sea level, it's a lot. Every few years it becomes an issue. It generally becomes an issue. A real pain in the arse. Let's say if you live at the coast like we do, it's not too bad if you live somewhere where the coast, like if you live on the south coast of England where it's cliffs. If you live in an area with cliffs, you're not really bothered about it. But if you live at sea level, there is a real issue. And I don't really want to leave Liverpool or Southport to go somewhere else. So stop burning tyres, bastards. Stop cutting down the Amazon. Yeah, it is worrying when you see those houses falling into the sea in Norfolk. Yeah, Steve will see that all the way along that coast, the east coast. A lot of it from Scarborough's pretty bad as well, up in the north, down to Norfolk, and it's awful. There's not much you can do about it either, is there? I don't know, how do you fix it? Can you fix it? Is there anything, or is it just get people away once it starts getting a bit too close? Horrible. Must be horrific, especially if it's somewhere that you've lived for a long time, your family's lived there, and you're looking and the tide's getting closer and you're just thinking, I am not going to get out of this. We're not going to be able to live here much longer. Global warming doesn't seem to have hit Northern Ireland, still raining and freezing. Ah yes, but Europe has been absolutely baked, hasn't it? When Spain is hotter than the Sahara Desert on a regular basis, you know there's a problem. No es bueno, man, no es bueno. Yeah, true. If you like SAF and you're going to live in the ocean, it doesn't really matter. Norfolk does get it bad, it does. Yeah, the Norfolk coast is more to do with water, trying to get the sea from the land. Right, so it's not just... yeah, you're going to end up being, again, underwater, aren't you? Not so much bits crumbling into it, but being overrun by the stuff. Build an arc, SAF. Sail it up here, we'll all jump on, we will. And then you can take us down to the southern hemisphere and we'll turn this thing on its head. There you go. The government doing anything about it? They will only do something about it if one of their companies gets the contract to build something. As long as Infosys have something to do with it, then they'll start making it. They'll make it happen. Nothing ever gets done unless someone is earning some dinero from it. Some Dwayne Eddies, know what I mean? We're all assuming that you've got woodworking skills. Saf, you've got pianist's hands. You've got the hands of a surgeon. Can you smash a nail in? That's all you need, isn't it? That's all that fella did. What's his name? Noah. I don't even think it was Noah's Ark. I think it was Oa's Nark. Some miserable bastard. And of course, what happened then? It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and everything on Earth died, apart from the things that could swim and float and fly. And then all the water that did rain down disappeared. No one knows where. And it takes a lot of water to submerge Mount Everest and K2 and all the other 8,000 metre peaks. But it managed it just by raining for 40 days. Jackie, it's rained for more than 40 days in a row in Northern Ireland, hasn't it? I know it certainly has on Merseyside before, and nothing happened. Nothing happened, lad, nothing. Yep, there you go. Jinxie's coming with you. She's going to take a puppers and a cat. 2x2. 2x2 have got to go on though. Yeah, people's homes, they work all their lives to own. Tough shit, isn't it? That's all they're going to say to them, tough shit. It's your own fault for building or to buying a house somewhere near where you could never have imagined this was going to happen, so it's your own fault. And the insurance companies will do anything they can not to pay out because they're bastards as well. Yeah, Saf, whip your Dremel out. Government doesn't care unless it affects them directly. One of their houses fall into the sea or they can make money. The only time they ever do anything is, do we own part of it? Do our mates own part of it? Can Infosys get the contract? Yes, go on then, we'll give you the money. Fuckers, that's all they are. So many tiny streams of water in the ground and it washes out the cliff. Hemisphere's different. That is the sea because the cliff's only about 20 feet high. So it's a lot of water getting underneath and then working its way back out. I think we had a little bit of a problem with that in Southport as well. There's a couple of rivers that go underneath. We had the George pub and the River Nile. It's actually called the Nile. Used to go underneath the pub, and there was a little drainage hole in the pantry. This place had a pantry, proper old school hotel that became a pub. And if you look down into it, you could see the water trickling underneath. And when it was a high tide, that water would get stronger, and it goes all the way from the front underneath at the road that we were living in, about 2 or 3 miles in this direction. So it works its way in and it works its way back out. So it'll be the same kind of thing. There'll be places like that all over the UK that don't realise how bad things are. The water will be getting underneath and going back out. We will be washed away. Mad. Safa's got transferable skills, definitely. Northern Ireland, it's rained for more than 40 days without a shadow of a doubt. We can tell that. There was a boat built out of concrete. Kirsty, not only was there a boat built out of concrete, I saw one in Cuba. It was made out of metal covered in concrete, and that was the boat that went and caught all our crab and lobster and seafood for a day out that we had on a catamaran. And it was all inclusive, so the people on the boat turned up with all this stuff, jumped onto our boat. Someone went downstairs to cook it for us, and they stayed and got absolutely hammered on the free booze, and then jumped back on their boat. And I don't know if it's still sailing now or whether they sank on it that day, but it is weird seeing a concrete boat running towards you. Very, very odd. 2 villages away from you, the bungalow now unsafe to live in. You paid 130 grand only 10 years ago. That is absolutely heartbreaking, that, isn't it? Anybody who buys a house, it's the biggest thing you're ever going to do in your life, and then to have it taken away from you through no fault of your own, it's horrific. Did I take a picture of the boat, Kirsty? I didn't. It was February 2005, and I'm not sure about camera phones, how good they were. Don't even know what camera phone. Was it a camera phone? Might have been a Nokia brick, but I didn't. But it was amazing. Mulberry Harbours on D-Day were made of concrete. Yeah. Concrete, of course, is absolutely full of air. So, in theory, it should float. I know it's heavy, but it should float if connected correctly. It's all it's got to do is displace water, hasn't it? As long as you can displace water, you're fine. If you lost your house, you'd be heartbroken, Jackie. Yeah, do you know what? Everyone would be. It's horrible. And it is that one thing as well. Like I said, it's the most expensive thing you'll ever do. Once you buy your own house, it should be that's yours forever. Until you decide to sell or you're no longer with us, that should be your safety, your safe place. And when it's not, what you do, it can be horrible, I suppose, isn't it? Pyrite, sawdust and ice boats were made in World War II as well. Concrete and shite, both can float. Yep. Concrete and shite, of course, is the B-side to handbags and glad rags. Did I get a picture of the drone that you sent to Kirsty? Not yet. I like a bit of drone action. I wonder if it'd be allowed during the dogging days. No longer allowed to dig and soak away drains on the coast. You've now got a storm drain you have to pipe to, right? So it's just has to be done to control the water flow. It's mad, isn't it? It's got to be done now, because if you don't, what's the next thing that's going to happen? The whole area is going to be knackered. It is natural. This happens all over the world. Things crumble, fall into the sea. If you have a look at Hawaii, you can see there's a plume underneath Hawaii. And there's also the movement, the tectonic plates movement. So you can see there'll be a load of this stuff will come up and will create an island. The plates move, then it'll make another island. So Hawaii, there's an island chain that goes down like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been made by this plume, a super spot, or whatever it's called underneath. So that happens. It will happen with us. Where we live might not be here much longer, but something else will crop up. We won't be around either. Jackie, see, you can be intelligent. Of course you can, we all are. Adam, you're going to make a move? No worries, mate. Nice to see you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You will catch us all soon. Catch you later, mate. Take your time, yeah, no problem. Take your time. I was going to check to see if it was a nice sunset, and then I realised what time it was, and it's pitch black out there. Not just pitch black, but pitch bastard black. Isn't it nice though, having the stream decks working? Aren't you happy? I know I am. I'm delighted. Absolutely delighted. Right, there we go. From our Kirsty. Oof. Drugs are being drone dropped into Midlands prisons. The prison officers of Ireland are meeting for their annual conference in Sligo. There you go. The drone. That is a beast of a drone. I like that. If I had both hands working, I would buy a drone like that. Not to drop drugs anywhere, obviously. Yeah, the water from rainfall would normally be piped into a hole in the garden called a soakaway that then drains into the ground, which you would think it would normally, naturally do. But if there's too much of it, then it has to be, I suppose, get it out the way and get it piped as far away as you possibly can. Has Horace been on yet? Not yet, Mandy, not yet. I'll put him on in a minute. Thanks for that, Kirsty. Mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. I was going to take the drone out earlier on, and also the... What the fucking hell is that? The GoPro. But I ended up just... I blinked and then the rest of the day disappeared. Bizarrely. Hadden we goedenavond. Heb je een goede dag gehad? How you doing? So you made it after all, didn't you? You did, you made it after all. You could send Horace up on that drone. You could on that one, definitely. That looked like it was a beast of a drone. Drukke dag. Busy day. I can imagine. whereas I haven't. The early part of the day flew by. The first part of the day was dead slow, and then after that, flew by. As soon as the football started, it flew by, and then suddenly I realised I was not remotely prepared for the stream, which is why. Oh no! It has. It's gone out. It's gone out. Do you see that? It's gone out. Bastard thing. But that one, which wasn't really well done, I've got a power bank, so I've clipped it to the power bank. That's staying on. That one might go off though, but it's not my fault, honest. A big boy done it and ran away. Harry, you've missed a couple of things. We have been looking at items to possibly buy. So if you have a quick look, there is a possibility kilts may be bought. There is a possibility. We haven't been kilt shopping, we've been kilt window shopping so far. So, you never know. Watch this space. Just don't watch it too carefully because it will be worn Scottish style. And we can't be having that. Oh, by the way, Steve, while you're on here, mate, you were right about that copyright strike. Let's see if I can find it. But it's not a strike. It's a warning, I think. No impact. The content ID claim on your video doesn't affect your channel. This is not a copyright strike. And here is the most ironic part of that. It was at Goodison Park at an Everton game. The song was Heat Rising by Pete Tong and Jem Cook, and it was the Camel Fat remix. Camel Fat are a DJ duo from Liverpool, both of whom are huge Everton fans. So I'm thinking maybe they've had a word with the YouTube. It's alright, lad. He's a blue. He's sound. Leave him alone. But it doesn't affect. The video's still up. But I need to start watching out, definitely, Steve, like you said. Once that's, the music starts getting a bit too loud, which is about an hour before, or 45 minutes before kick-off, then I need to stop it. And that's with wearing a decent mic as well, which should be picking up me more than anything else. But yeah, I think it's a bit of a minor warning as to watch what you do in the future. I should buy it. I might do. You never know. I might do. All the shite clogging the rivers doesn't help the drainage either. No. And no one seems to be bothered for that. Makes my legs look good for sure. I don't think anything can make my legs look good at the moment. They are abysmal, unfortunately. Do we have flooding? We have had some flooding, and Steve's been talking about the issue that they've got in Norfolk about having to be really careful because... Oh, you missed... Yeah. You missed Kippers. There's a map showing that in 2050 so much of the UK will be underwater, and it's basically just Liverpool, Southport, and a few other little bits and pieces. London gets hit pretty badly as well, but yeah, it mentions specifically Liverpool and Southport, which is where I live. So we're going to be underwater in 26 years, which is going to be fantastic. I should still be alive at that point, hopefully. Unless I have a 27th stroke by that point. We don't want that. Thought you weren't allowed to build on brown sites. You can. Green belt, you're not supposed to be able to build on. Brown belt, you can. But it doesn't matter anyway, because as soon as you pay enough money in someone's back pocket, they'll let you build anywhere. It's horrific. Majority of the Netherlands is going to the Doggerland way as well. Yep, unfortunately. Horrific. London's gone if that happens. The Thames barrier is not going to stop anything because the water's going to be too high. It's just... And yet you'd think these fuckwits in charge... No, the capital That's where Parliament is. You people sat here now denying that climate change happens or denying that there's going to be an issue. You're the ones who are going to be underwater. Do you not realise this? Protect what you've got. Idiots. Steve, it's exactly what it is, mate, isn't it? The right kind of money buys anything you want. Rules, regulations, laws or not. Part of the reason why you want to get out of the European Court on Human Rights, so that they can just deny you your any kind of rights, employment rights, health rights, anything. Yep. Sea level and the amount of rain in the Alps increases were done. It's horrific, isn't it? And it's looking likely that's going to happen because there's just so much of the ice shelves in the Antarctic and Arctic are snapping off and melting in the sea. No one seems to be remotely bothered. Got your brown and green mixed up. A very dodgy date if that's the case. Green belts are now being built upon surrounding London and in other parts of the UK. Yeah, it's supposed to be sacrosanct. You're not allowed to build on them. And yet all of a sudden there's houses going up and, oh, we had to. But I thought the whole point of having green belts is you can't build on them. And we had to. Fuck's sake. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. That sounds like that'd be a good song, that one, Monday. With Sam Allardyce and put up a parking lot. Yep. You don't. And it's one of those things where you can't come back from it. Once it's happened, there is no coming back from it. It is absolutely wiping out. The whole country is being wiped out. If London goes, what are we supposed to do? Do we then move Parliament to up Erury, up Ben Nevis? What the fuck are we supposed to do? In Derby, they built a new Land Rover showroom. The locals said it would flood. Yeah, but they obviously paid the Star people and it was built. Last October it was underwater and it cost millions. The people there know what's going to happen. Do not build. Again, where we are, they built a load of houses on the back of us, I think 600 dwellings. And it used to be, it was an old tip, a refuse tip. Dodgy refuse tip in the 50s and 60s, so there'd be all kinds of stuff on there that shouldn't be there. But it's also a floodplain, so they were warned. If you build there, expect there to be flooding and also subsidence. No, it's alright, we'll build it on concrete piles. Sort of put metal piles and concrete in and then built on top of them. And yet, the houses are still cracking, there's cracks in the walls, the ceilings, there's flooding all the time. They were told by the locals this would happen, but because people are getting paid money, not arse, mate. Right, we've done our bit, we've built the houses, we've made our money. Have you bought it? Sound, it's your problem. Bastards. Just moved to Scotland, Highlands and the Welsh Mountains, yep. That's what we'll do. We'll all become Highland folk. Saf, you've got to go. You're in court all day tomorrow. No worries, mate. Good luck tomorrow. Ciao, ciao for now. You must be knackered holding up the southern hemisphere on your own again tonight. There's videos on YouTube of blokes canoeing between all the Range Rover roofs. Oh, mate, I need to watch that. I need to watch that. That's proper. That is exceptionally British, isn't it? If something like this happens anywhere else in the world, it's a catastrophe. Happens in Britain. We'll make a good video of this. Get your canoe out. They're planning to build 100,000 houses in the coming 30 years. 80% is planned in the west of the country. Developers don't think ahead. They only think about how much money they're going to get. And then, once they leave and disappear to where they disappear into, you're all left with it. Stupid. Can't see the Scottish being happy about the English arriving en masse, or the Welsh, or the Irish, or anyone else that we've held captive over the years. But yeah, what's going to happen now? There's going to be so much of the country just disappeared, and then we're knackered. There's a video of the RUC standing on top of the Cop Land Rover stuck in floodwaters. So there's nothing you can do about it. You can't stop. You can't stop the water. You can try, but Mother Nature, man, it'll find a way. Water will find a way. Not sure about the Welsh. Mandy will tell you. I don't think the Welsh should be happy with us either. The Welsh have mountains, they do. The Snowdonia or Aruri, the national park there, lovely. On a clear day, you can see it from up here. It's very nice actually. That's why Mandy lives on a slope. We didn't realise this until last week. Lives on a slope, which means she'll be alright. Me, on the other hand, living at sea level, means that I'll have to wear my wellies for the first couple of days at least. There's a reason why all the billionaires are building rockets, yes. Practicing. They piss me off, them. Tax billionaires, make them pay their fucking taxes. Jeff Bezos and Elon pissing Musk and all those half-wits. Stop dicking about. That's all, isn't it? A dick swinging contest. Stop it. Just pay your taxes. Look after the environment. Look after the people. He got found out as well, didn't he, Musk, when someone said you could end world hunger all by yourself. He went, all right, I'll do it. Tell me how to do it and I'll do it. And someone actually put a step-by-step guide. This is how you can do it. And he went, oh, yeah, everyone says that. You fucking idiot. Not remotely interested. The genius who invented electricity, according to some people. He invented the electric car. No, he didn't. He bought Tesla. He invented going into space. No, he didn't. Other people did, and he bought the company. He's not a genius. He's a little rich boy, a spoiled little rich boy who came from apartheid emerald mining and hasn't been told no, which is why he called his kid fucking Zoobly Boobly, or whatever its name is. Bellend. He deserves a slap. Everybody needs a mate who's willing to say to you, stop, you are now becoming an absolute tit. Wind your neck in. No, he hasn't got anyone around who's willing to do that. Nor does Zuckerberg. Why does Zuckerberg and Musk look like alien ejaculations as well? No one's skin is supposed to look that colour. No one who's been out in the sunshine, at least anyway. Fuckers. Yeah, the Welsh burnt loads of second houses not that long ago. The Sons of Glendower did that. Anytime they found out it was owned by an Englishman and it was like the sort of the holiday cottage, burn it down. Understand as well. Fuck the, people turning up. Cornwall's the same. The Lake District's the same. Rich fuckers just buying houses because they can afford to, and then not living there, just going there for a couple of weeks a year. What are the locals supposed to do? Where are they supposed to live? You can't work somewhere and then disappear. People in London, who cleans the hotels and the hospitals in London? I'll give you the clue now. It's not millionaires. It's normally immigrants on very, very low wages, minimum wage. How is anybody supposed to buy a house in London on minimum wage? They can't. Where do they live? Well, you can travel in from Essex. How can you travel in on minimum wage from fucking Essex on the train every single day to clean a hotel or a hospital? Bellends, man. Hate them all. Maybe we need to drown the place. Ali, I am going to have to build a yellow submarine. Oh, by the way, another thing. As much as I love the Beatles, Ringo, fuck's sake. In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed to sea. Liverpool is a port, of course there is. Everybody went to fucking sea. Daft bastard. Although, said Ringo, peace and vibes, man. Thomas pulled into the station. Slow down, said the fat controller. You're going to have a nasty accident. Fuck off, Ringo. Yes, the Scottish would welcome the Irish would welcome the Scottish, the Welsh would welcome the Scottish, the Welsh would welcome the Irish would welcome the Welsh, the Scottish would welcome all the other stuff. None of them would welcome the English, and to be honest with you, it's understandable. It is understandable. Even though I know loads of Welsh, Irish and Scottish, and they all get on well with the English, but on a sort of state level, nah, not having that. Seen some posts up that people have started putting on empty houses, Irish only, or it gets burned down. Yeah, I think I've seen, I've got a friend who's from Dublin. I think that's more to do with not English turning up, but people with slightly different skin colour. Seems to be a slight issue with that at the moment. They're not a huge fan. I don't think they remember how great Paul McGrath was for the Republic, or some stuff like that. Botox. It is catchy, very catchy, but then so syphilis. So yin yang, all that shooting match. Cheaper to live with your parents in London. It is. I've got loads of mates. I had to work in London, loads. Obviously, the civil service. I've got thousands of people living down there. They cannot afford to move out. So it's one of those where you live with them until you get married and then move somewhere completely outside London, or live with them and hopefully at some point, if they pass away, they will give you the house and it'll move on that way. And then you get the same thing with your kids. That's no way to live a life. It's ridiculous. Fucking rich. Coming over here, buying our castles. I want to buy a castle. I should buy a castle. Fucking hell, yeah, do you know what? All in. The lottery gets won, I'm buying a castle and I'm wearing a kilt when I move to Scotland. The streams are going to be completely different at that point. The streams will be full of salmon. There we go. You move to the cheaper province, yeah. It's got to be done, unfortunately. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Eastern Brabant is so damn expensive. Yep. Horace, sorry. Horace. Am I going to play the bagpipes? Only in the privacy of my own bedroom. No one needs to be seeing that live on a stream. Horace's haikus. The Blues won again. Nick managed to see this one. The curse is lifted. Little Horace. Done one for me. Nice that, isn't it? I like that. Me little mate. 51 years we've been together and going strong. I'll take him on a picnic this week. If the weather's alright, I promise I'll take him. I need to have a look whether or not I've done anything mad. I've got anything lined up this week. I know we have the week after. A couple of medical things lined up the week after. I'll have to have a look in my diary. Note to self, buy a diary. Jinxie, you are grateful that you got your house at a good price. House is a lot dearer now. It is stupid how much they've gone up. When my dad come back from the Netherlands, he got a bit of a payoff from the club as a thank you, and he had enough money in his back pocket when he come back home to buy the entire street in Liverpool where our family live. That is stupid. That's how cheap they were, and each one had a council grant waiting to be paid on them to get developed, and he never done it. Instead, they went on a few holidays and he bought a house for us, which if we'd have kept hold of that, that's worth hundreds of thousands as well. 29 grand he paid for it. Mad. Yep, Kanye Blues, 51 years, had a week. It is 51 years. He was given to me when I was born. We're both old, only one of us doesn't look it. He's doing well, is our Horace. You take it the football's on, is it? No, it was earlier on. And it was yesterday. Congratulations to my team. Thanks, Ali. It was great that yesterday. Nice to see me mates, and also nice to say to them, see, it wasn't me. I'm not the one. KFC and buggery for Horace. Oof, man, yeah. At least the gravy's nice. Didn't Robbie Fowler buy streets of houses in Liverpool? He did. Fowler and McManaman, both heavily invested, not just in streets of houses in Liverpool, but also Manchester. Both of them ended up playing for Man City as well, didn't they? And they bought them everywhere. Fowler and McManaman are going to be, they're already very rich, but they're going to be absolute billionaires in future years. In Liverpool, they were selling houses for £1. They were down by the Welsh streets and places like that. But to get the house for £1, you had to show what you were going to do with it. It had to be redeveloped, and then at the end of it, you were able to keep the money that was made. But there were loads of little caveats to that. It was to make sure that anyone coming in could afford to do what they said they were going to do. And if that's the case, fine, give us £1. You can have the house. Make as much money out of it as you can when you sell it. But you're redeveloping the entire area, we're not. Brilliant idea if it works out. Which it did. Some of the houses do look fantastic now. That area around the Welsh streets, which is where, funnily enough, Ringo came from. The Welsh streets. It was just left to go to rack and ruin, and now it looks fantastic. And again, that's what the government were trying to do with Liverpool. They were trying to let us go into managed decline, they called it, didn't they? Let the place go to bankruptcy, fall apart, not spending a penny on it. And instead, the people of Liverpool fought back. European money came into the place. The Albert Dock was dredged, rebuilt. Not rebuilt, but done up again, tarted up, mate. Looks fantastic. We're getting hundreds of thousands of people coming in, tourists every year. We're making a fortune on that. I mean, stuff's going back into the city. It's vibrant, it's lively. It wouldn't have been. We're paying back into UK taxes, which we wouldn't have done. But they wanted to punish us because we don't vote Tory. So, fuck you. That's all I'll say to that one. Yep, still sell houses for €1 in Italy. The catch is you've got to restore them. Exactly the same in Liverpool. It was just that idea of, you go and do it. You pay for it. If you don't, we're going to take it back off you no matter how much you've spent. But also, it has to be done to a certain standard. And we need to see the plans for it. What are you going to do? What kind of materials? What layouts and all this kind of stuff. And it does work. Give people the option to... I mean, someone who's good with the hands. Steve, I suppose you and the people that you know, if you could buy a house for £1, you'd be able to do as much work as you could yourself. Get mates in to give you a hand. Anyone like that, any young lad coming through who does a bit of a work, if you couldn't afford to buy a house but someone said you could buy it for £1, but you're fixing it, you'd make sure it got done. It'd be fantastic. Mostly in the sleepy towns to draw in younger people. Yeah, you got to do strange things, think outside the box to make things work. Do you reckon Gary Neville's firm are going to redevelop Old Trafford? He's another one who's done very well for himself. What the fucking hell was that? Get out of the way. A bastard dragonfly or something. Fucking air raids. The Germans again here. There's some parts of the UK that have houses or streets upon streets that are abandoned. There's bits of Liverpool that's still like that. But I think at some point it will come down to the same thing. You pay for it, you build it up. And a lot of Liverpool is now student accommodation. Very vibrant student city. So there's always companies looking at either redeveloping areas or knocking them down completely and then building massive tower blocks full of one-bedroom flats for people to live in, for students to live in. Jeff, well done on the stream deck. Yep. Let's see how long it lasts before you break it again. If you do, we're going to have speaks. Are they uninhabitable? Some of them are, aren't they? I mean, completely uninhabitable. To the point where you couldn't even clean them up. They have to be either knocked down or completely ripped out and start from scratch kind of thing. If I remember correctly, there's a hospital that has been built, all modern and everything, but is not in use for some reason. There was the New Royal Hospital in Liverpool was like that for about 7 years because of money issues, and then they finished it off and they're pulling down the old Royal But that was left for best part of 10 years, I think. All brand new stuff in it, not finished, no money to finish it off. I just left it. Stupid. No staff. It's usually the issue when the hospitals have to close. This hadn't even opened. That's how bad things were. In Norfolk, if you develop a new site, they'll only pass on the planning. They'll only pass the planning if they build a percentage of social housing on the sites for free. That is supposed to be most of the country, London especially, but in practice it doesn't always work. If it does there, then fair play to them. It needs to be done. Did I just open my wallet? Of course not, Mandy. YouTubers don't pay for anything, do we? We're stupid. We could get someone else to go begging for us instead. I need a yacht. Can Guinness pay for it for me, please? A lot of them are usable, just a lot of work's needed. They're uninhabitable at the moment. Loads of work is going to be needed to get them up to a habitable standard, which either companies are not willing to do or people are not willing to do. But they should be done. Otherwise, it's running the area down. You need to sort these things out. Help the kids, man. Peace and love and that. You got an can't even speak English. Godverdomme zeg. We've got an increasingly elderly population and not enough young people to look after the old. Far too many jobs for far too people. That is the opposite to a lot of places. But yeah, it's something you've got to look at. With increased life expectancy, that is always going to happen. Which is why the Brits have worked really hard to be one of the few places on earth where life expectancy is going down. So, yeah. There's not going to be too many old because they'll just let them die out, obviously. That's why you're bringing in the Eastern Europeans. They always come in and will do any work that you want to give them. Even stuff that people over here wouldn't want to do, they'll come and do. It needs to be done. Supposed to be there as well. For every 40, 52 are meant to be social housing, but it's not been done. It's done there, but the developers get to pick the residents to live there, right? There's, I can't remember where I was reading it, but there's something about tower blocks in London where the same thing, there has to be a percentage on there for, it has to be social housing. And yet they've made them so uninhabitable that people don't live there and they use the storage rooms. That's how bad they are. But you can say, well, look, we've done it for you. Tick, 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 tick. Fuckers. Yeah, a lot of the developers in London are giving the councils money, but they're paying off the councils instead. Yes, and also paying off some of the government. And if anyone's watching, that has been proven, so it's not me. Moth must have come from somewhere, attracted to me mega lighting. It's that fucking thing up there, it's huge. It's like 2 moons in one. It's massive, no wonder it's come in looking for it. Yeah, it lost a lot of European workers from Brexit. Employers find it hard to keep and get and keep staff. It is one of the most stupid things that ever happened was Brexit. We should have known. I went and got my car done last week, and obviously it's a Mercedes German car. And the fella said it used to be great. Any problems, I could send off stuff to Germany and get it back within a week, sorted. Now, if you look on the website, they're accepting from anywhere apart from the UK. So we're having to try and find people doing the work over there. But if you want to buy something, you're then going through hoops, loads of red tape, paperwork coming out your arse, just to get something that would have normally took 2 days in the past. I had to get a pipe, a boost pipe on the turbo. Pipe cost 80 odd quid, but it would have took a couple of days in the past. I was waiting the best part of a week. And then even then it was a struggle to get it to come into the country. Stupid, man. Loads of people that just don't bother anymore. They've stopped any pretense of being exporters, importers. Too much red tape. Not enough Dwayne Eddies. Fuckers. But at least then it's placated the certain section of the Conservative Party that they wanted to placate, It was all about infighting. It was never about getting us a good deal, because it's gone completely tits up. Low fertility rates don't help. Yep. Build a social housing and they will come. Well said, Kirsty. Oh, sorry. Build the social housing. Go ahead, Wolfie, lad. Getting a lot of psychiatrists and nurses from Spain, Estonia, Lithuania and Poland. We used to get loads of nurses. A lot of the girls who were in the hospital when I was there were Polish. Loads of them. Too many that used to be there were sent home, or too many of the English, or British rather, were getting trained up, getting whatever qualifications they needed, and then pissing off to Australia, where the money's better, the conditions are better, the weather's better. Stupid. People are choosing to have smaller families. They can't afford it. Yeah. Last week the news was talking a lot about employment problems with low workforce. It is, and eventually it will come to the point where there will be too many jobs for not enough people. The opposite of the way it's been for the last 40 years or so. That's why we need immigration. We do. And also for the whole spreading the gene pool around. Otherwise you end up with a Habsburg jaw. We don't want that. No one wants that. Go to France and tell them. Yeah, France have got their own issues with immigration as well, though. A lot of which is their own fault for being as empire building as we were. But there's loads of places where it's exactly the same. There's too many jobs and not enough people willing to do them, or not enough people able to do them. How do you fill them? You can't just tell people to have more kids, so you've got to bring people in to do them. A couple of tower blocks being built near you only have one staircase, so you can see Grenfell happening again. Yep, they're not interested, not asked in the slightest. They will save money where they can, because human life is not worth anything to them. Right, new houses as well there. Don't have enough construction builders amongst the Dutch. You want houses but have nobody to build them. Get the Poles in, they'll do it in one afternoon. They are trying to get to the UK. The French, of course, have offered to build an entire centre in Calais where UK immigration officers can be held and they can be housed there. They will do it free of charge. It doesn't cost us a penny. We will be there. We'll have our civil servants on the French side dealing with immigration, asylum seekers. But it's not about getting people over, stopping the boats, or getting people here safely. It's about appeasing a handful of racists within their party, and it's just gone stupid. They'd rather see people die. Ben Habib said it the other day. Got asked about it. He said, would you like to see people drown in the Channel or be saved by the Royal Navy? So let them drown. Even Julia Hartley-Brewer, the vile, disgusting woman, said you're out of order. Stupid, man. People are people. If they want to come here, let them come here. Let them come here legally. Let them come here paying tax. Train them up to do jobs. There's work for everyone if you need to. The Polish are too busy making Poland a fantastic place to live. A lot of them have come over here, have earned good money compared to what they would have done at home, and have decided eventually we're going to go back because that's where we come from. That's where we want to live. If the work would have been better over there in the first place, they wouldn't have come here. But they are thankful for being here, and they are fantastic people, very hard workers. Isn't that the way you want it to work? Do you want to come here, earn enough money to go back home? Isn't it better doing that? Do you want to come here, or do you want to stay where you are, but you want to come here and work, earn the cash, and then go back home? Best of both worlds. They come here to do all the work that we don't want to do or can't do. They earn good money, they pay tax on it, they send it back home, and then they go back home to live with the family. I think that's the best of both worlds, if that's the way you look at it. You know. The Poles are almost as wealthy as the Dutch now. Don't come here anymore for low-paid jobs. You try in Bulgaria and Romania, they're going to be the same. Enough there are going to make enough money to go back home. They won't want to live anywhere other than their home countries. Asylum seekers coming from Syria and places like that, and Iraq and Iran, they don't want to come here. They would rather stay where they live at the moment. They'd much rather be there. They don't want us to bomb the shit out of them is one of the main things. They want to be safe. And coming here means they will be safe, and they'll earn money to send back home to look after the people who can't come here. If we did that and looked after people, there wouldn't be a revolving door. Everyone would be happy where they are. We can make the world as good as it needs to be if we want to, but we don't want to. The people don't want to in charge anyway, so that's just the way it is. As Bruce Hornsby said when he brought his range in once. Fact is right, Ali. Yeah, European workers have many skills. Young people are growing up here, can't string a sentence together, never mind work a job. Absolutely. I've seen plenty of Europeans turn up with better English, better spelling, grammar, fantastic. And then people over here, I think I thought. You think you thought, do you? Fucking half-wits. Yep, sound like Socrates there, Jinxie La. Many European people have worked here and went home. They have come here, made enough. And the main thing is they've paid tax on stuff. They haven't come here illegally. They haven't come here by a small boat. They've legally come over, worked in jobs that other people didn't want to do, built up themselves, maybe started companies themselves, have employed other people, have made that churn of the economy, the local economy. There's still Polish shops in Southport, and plenty of them. Still plenty of Polish people in Southport. Nowhere near as much as they used to be. Because like you say, they've come here, worked hard, made enough money, and decided to go back home and fix the shit that was going on there. Maybe we should look at fixing our shit rather than blaming them. Thomas, how you doing, bud? All about the state of the nation. We're having a conversation about the state of the nation. Hang on, sorry, Wolfie again. Free tooting. How you doing, bud? How's things? How good was that yesterday? Fantastic. Yeah, if they come here to work and do everything right, the more the merrier. We're letting too many young men of fighting age come into the country. But young men of fighting age can come into this country, work hard, and then go home as well. And plenty of them do. Plenty of the Poles and Russians came over and did exactly the same thing. Fighting age means nothing. If they want to come and work here and earn enough money and go home, then do it. But by Syria, it's being bombed with British-made bombs. Do you not think that we at least could either stop doing that or let them come here and protect them and then give them jobs, teach them how to do stuff, let them pay taxes and then let them go home to a nice, safe place? The UK and US, two worst countries in history on earth for bombing places. We just will not stop. There's too much money to be made. We need to stop it. Stop bombing other people's fucking countries, man. Leave them in peace. Terrible. Yeah, those be people, tribes and countries fighting. It's utopian that we can prevent that. It will never happen, but we can at least reduce it. We've done it in Europe by having the European Union, and as such there's been no actual proper wars between European countries until Russia decided to take part of Ukraine that it thought it had, a right to. But it needs, if the world's going to be peaceful, it needs the US and the UK to stop being the US and the fucking UK. Just wind your necks and behave yourselves. We don't need this fascist groove thing, man. Yeah, definitely about the same in the UK. It's stupid. And the fighting age thing as well, Thomas. Who's fighting? No one's fighting. Yeah, Russia or Iran. It's a bit crazy as well. But most of the stuff that happens in the world is as a result of us. Constantly. Iran is, in part, is down to us as well. That's the reason why the US will support Iraq and Saudi Arabia, because they need Iran to be destabilised as much as possible. Keep them three fighting against each other, and it means at any time that you want, just fly into the Middle East, bomb whatever country you want, take whichever oil you want. So it's constantly done, just for that particular purpose. But we need to stop it. We won't, because there's too much money to be made. How are the people in Halliburton over in the States going to say, no, stop using our bombs? They fuck, you know. I want something that will never be peaceful. Yeah, the world's not going to be peaceful because the people who run the place do not want it to be peaceful. Not at all. We can get there, but not the way it is at the moment. Not the structure that we have. Definitely not the governments that we have. A lot of the pushback that we're getting is because of what's happened from us. A lot of people are fighting back, and it's terrorism because they're fighting back. But it's down to us, man. Stop bombing people. It's not hard, mate. Just stop bombing people. No need for it. Make love, not war, man. Yeah, lovely win yesterday. Tombola. Derby hung over Goodison, woken from its doze by a competent performance and another 3 points. We shall not be moved. And they certainly shouldn't. I had to wait, obviously, because I can barely walk. I had to wait until everyone had gone from the Upper Gladys. And I was one of the last people to walk down the stairs. And when I got out, the corner of the Gladys Street and Goodison Road was still busy. I thought, something must have happened there. Maybe someone's collapsed. And when I got there, it was still busy on Goodison Road because nobody wanted to go home. Everyone was just a bit of a party atmosphere, enjoying being around the stadium. It was mad. But I enjoyed that, even though I had to wait for ages for the roads to reopen. Yeah, letting women and children only in is also problematic. It is definitely. Putin, you can't tell him anything. He is an absolute psychopath. Let's face it. A lot of that can be sorted out as well. The US, UK, Russia could sort a lot of stuff out. That's why Russia keeps interfering with elections all around the world. It wants to break up the European Union because we're too strong, and it doesn't like it. So get rid of the Brits and then start trying to get rid of the French, Dutch, Germans, Italians, bit by bit, fracture us, and then it'll be back to normal. It'll be back to Cold War. Fucking idiot. No, only the good die young, they say, don't they? Well, obviously Putin and Rupert Murdoch are showing that completely. It's arrogant to think it is always us who decide whether there'll be a war. Now, I'm not saying that it's us that should decide whether there will be one. I'm just saying that our actions cause more wars all the time. There's more pushback because of what we do as two countries. And if we stopped it, we'd be better off. Don't just bomb somewhere because you can, or because there's oil there that you want. Just fucking relax. Talk to people if that's the case. Talk to them. What is it you needed to do? What do you need from us? What do we need from you to stop all this from happening? But they won't. Instead of talking, just go in and bomb people. Back to politics. I know we are, but that's life for you, though, isn't it? That's the way things are. If aliens invaded, would everyone join together to fight them? No. We're not fighting with him. Indians wouldn't fight with Pakistanis. Iranians wouldn't fight with Iraqis or with Israelis. No one would do it. But apparently, all these countries around the world are quite happy to stick together to cloud seed and the New World Order. Really? Fucking hell. The world's mad, man. There's nowhere else to live, unfortunately, but, you know. Imagine not trusting your best friends who might poison or stab you. Yeah. We can't trust them at the moment, or they can't trust us, so we're never going to get anywhere, but at some point, I mean, fucking hell, Northern Ireland. All those years of the Troubles, And all of a sudden the Good Friday Agreement came in because people started talking to each other. Does that not show you that actually talking to people can make a difference? And if you at least stick with it, it's been better. It should do in theory anyway. It doesn't always happen in practice, but you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Thomas, do you know what? Absolutely 100% right. If aliens did invade, you'd be delighted. It would mean that we were on the brink of winning the league, only to be scuppered by our extraterrestrial visitors. Always the way. We won the league in 38-39, didn't we? And then we won it in 17-18, and then World War One broke out. So we held the title until the year after the war finished, 1919, and then the same with the Second World War. So in theory, we've held the title longer than anyone else, but it's always the way. We could be about to rewrite history, and aliens would land. Mad. You have to work tomorrow, so you're off to bed. No worries. Wel te rusten, Hadewig. Good to see you in. Have the dogs had the pee? The night peas done. It is always with Everton. It's always the fucking same. There's always someone else who's going to fuck it up for us, and we can do that ourselves anyway. Yeah, Hitler Chamberlain tried talking to him. He did. Again, if he was backed up by other people actually talking as well, then maybe things would have been slightly different. It wasn't, so we had to go to war. Doesn't mean every single person that you speak to is going to be the same, but a lesson will have been learned from that one. But you're not going to get anywhere unless you actually talk to these people. It has, again, still got a divided community, but it's a lot better than it was for the first 45 years. It does work. Talk to people. You let the dogs out when you go home. Ah, that's good. That's good. Now we know who let the dogs out. It was Hadewig. There we go. A lot of them living in the south. Are they? There's always going to be mad men, there is. Absolutely. Oh, what the fucking hell's going on here? Why have I done this yet again? Absolute half-wit. I'm on live chat rather than all chat. Top chat rather than live chat. Nick, you are a dickbag. The aliens would go, fuck this. Kill, all you do is kill each other, let's leave this place and go home. Yeah, why would you want to stay here? Mad, isn't it? War is profit. It's perpetuated deliberately. Longer there's uncertainty in the vision, the more there's someone's lying in someone's pocket. This happens constantly. As I say, Halliburton in the States are renowned for it. You buy to have a president in charge and you make sure that they go to war as many times as possible. Money. You make money. We all make money. And if a little place somewhere thousands of miles away from here suffers and people, you bomb big rocks into small rocks and small rocks into sand, so be it. All about the Dwayne Eddies. Fuckers. Anyway. It's fucking late, man. It's 10:30. Why didn't you tell me this? 10:30. Gonna have to start looking at winding this up, I'm afraid. Yeah, Jinxie's off to Jinxie's quiet place. Is that sleep or you going to the toilet? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Jinxie's quiet place. That sounds like a country pub or something, that, doesn't it? Somewhere near Galway. We're enjoying the chat. That's what happens. Yeah. Happens far too easy. We get chatting, the next thing you know, the clock has spun round a million times. All led by greed. I want what you've got. I haven't got what you've got. Greed isn't good. Does such a place exist? Is that Jinxie's quiet place? I don't think it does. I don't think there's anything quiet about our Jinxie. Good night, Jackie. No problem. Nice talking to you as well. Mandy. Oh, Mandy.
It's going up. 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 It's there.
Snuck one in right at the end. Bloody hell, Mandy. There you go. Level 23. You were only 19 levels away from a Mark King bass solo. Who would have thunk it? Fantastico. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me yet again. It's Sunday, isn't it? So I'll try and get the Wednesday one sorted out as soon as possible. I am going to try that thing about putting a camera outside and just going on the portrait live as well to see whether or not it works, because the bird song has been amazing tonight. Absolutely amazing. And hopefully loads of ASMR people will be buzzing off it. Yep, cheers Ali, slange you out. Mandy always raising the bar right at the end as well there. Fantastic. Got in where a draft wouldn't. Cheers Mandy. Thanks everyone. Mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. And I will see you all on Wednesday.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
And that is that.
Hoo-yah!